is a normal class, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at one of the fundamental punches that everybody doing any martial art should really know. It's important to be able to learn all sorts of martial arts so that you even if you're a specialist in a particular martial art, you can defend against it. There's nothing worse than sparring with somebody who's supposed to be boxing and they haven't got the first clue how to throw a boxing punch. They're trying something completely different. It gives you a false sense of security. So we've done a workshop on the jab, and I'll re-record that for the YouTube later. Today we're going to look at the cross, and we're going to look at it in two halves. The first part of the cross is the basic how to throw it, and the mistakes that people often make when they are throwing it. In other words, we're going to set the criteria and set the rules for a good cross, having good technique. In the second part, we're going to look at how you might break those rules in order to get it to land, so the other person who's defending the cross buys something different. It's sort of almost, it doesn't look like what it's going to be. So let's start with the basics. Josh is going to help me here. Would you just come around there? Because I'm kind of stretching my head talking over there, and we'll just do it towards the corner. So Josh is basically my dummy. I'm just going to hit him, which is, I'm sure he's looking forward to. The first thing you want to think about when you're throwing the cross is that you should be kind of sideways on here when you're throwing a jab. So it usually follows a jab. It can go on its own, but it usually follows a jab. And the basic position for the cross here is when I'm at the right range and I've measured it with my jab. Can you see my jab range, like on this position of my body there? That's my jab range. The usual position is that it's called the cross because it crosses their jabbing position. So it's crossing their jabbing position, where if I'm high or low, it's crossing. You can put your hands down, you can use your head. Yeah, so there. Look. Now, if I just throw this hand straight, it's not going to get there. It's just arm, it's not going to get there. So I've got to make sure that I rotate my hip, rotate my shoulder, and I drop my knee and point towards. So my knee's pointing towards the target. So I'm here for my jab, pop, and I drop through. Just watch this hand. I drop through, I point, and the rotation of my body gives it power. I go into my toe, and can you see how it lands same distance as the jab? Just because of the rotation. That's the first point. Doesn't matter whether I throw it low, I throw it chin, I throw it higher, it's landing at the same point because of this rotation. So that's the basic. Now normally, when you throw a jab, throw a cross, is it normally follows a jab. So you'll step with the jab, and there's your jab. Look, I'm stepping with my jab, and as my jab hand comes back, this foot travels up, and I hit with the cross. That's the normal way of doing it. There can be a pause. There's no reason why I can't put your guard up. There's no reason why I can't pat down instead of throwing the jab. Look, pat down, and then just throw the cross down this middle here. Take it out of the way. But either way, my feet are at the right distance and I drive. To get more power, I may pull back on this hand. So as well as the rotation, the power from my hips, my drop, my pointing towards, I may pull back on this side. It depends which punch is the payoff punch in any combination that you throw. Sometimes it isn't, the cross isn't the payoff. So let's just have a look at what people do wrong. What people do wrong very often is, first of all, they will throw the jab and then they'll just throw the cross. No rotation at all. Even if it's a light cross, you need some rotation to bring it back to the right position. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It goes straight out, look, straight out, and a slight turn at the end. I prefer a 3/4 turn. Some people prefer a full-on turn. Depends where it's travelling, depends where you are. I don't like a straight cross that way, personally, because it exposes my chin. I like my cross to be literally 3/4. My chin is in this cup just here, so again, I'm not going to get hit by a straight punch. So I will be here, and I will step forward to the jab would land here, and the cross of the foot would come up and land here. That's basically what I do. The cross should, in perfect technique, go in a straight line from the position your hand is at. So if my hand's up here protecting my chin, when I throw this cross, it goes straight out. I don't drop it and then throw it. I don't pull it back and throw it. So you must make sure that when you do this, the perfect technique, 1, 2. So you don't necessarily see 1, 2. You don't see any other movement. The moment I do that with my cross, he knows something's coming on this hand. He knows it's coming. 2 reasons. One, I'm saying, look, here's my big hand. The other thing is I'm rotating and pulling away. It means any power from this side is negated. So the moment you see me do this, you can step to that side. And I've gone. The moment I pull back. So, the cross one more time. Static, which is very rare. From here, there we go. And I cut through it. Straight out, straight back. Cover. With a slight step. 1, 2. Back. Final thing. The cross puts you in a position where your body is square, which is kind of vulnerable, particularly for kicking and uppercuts and things like that. So generally when you've thrown a cross, you throw something else or you pause and move. So you can work that into your own training. For example, I might go 1, 2, and then go out with another jab. Can you see how that would bring my body shape back? I might go 1, 2, and throw a hook. I might go 1, 2, bob and weave. If you're a grappler, I might go 1, 2, and come in. I do not leave it on the cross.